YouTube, what is good? It has been the hottest of minutes since we started a vlog outside my favorite coffee shop in all of Atlanta, Chrome Yellow Coffee Shop, the classic. We used to start vlogs here all the time. Today's gonna be a fun video because we got a really interesting camera to try out and even more interesting topic to discuss that I think will pertain to a lot of people, especially those of you interested in Leica. Extra quick stop at the office just to show y'all what we are working with today. Yo, it's also Sunday, so you know what that means. Rise up time. First game of the season for the Atlanta Falcons. We got the Vikings today out of town. First home game is next weekend. But here it is, all right? We have a Leica M-E. So this M-E right here is the Leica M240. It's just the P version, which is like a Leica special edition type thing. But when this camera came out initially, it was a very big deal for Leica. It was a huge improvement in their digital rangefinder line. And now it's been a few years, they've made even more improvements to this line. They switched from the Maestro 1 processor, which is in this camera, to a Maestro 2, which is what I have in my Leica QP. And I believe they also switched the main sensor on this. So this is a few years old, and you can get these for relatively low prices in terms of Leica online. So the question I have today, is it worth it to buy an older Leica digital camera to save that little bit of money? Are you still going to get a quality digital camera? Because obviously film is film. A Leica film camera that's 30 years old or one that was made right now is pretty much going to be the same, but digital cameras are so reliant on technology. Is it worth it to save that little bit of money and go with something older? And honestly, that's the main question I have today. Is it worth it to buy one of these older Leica digital cameras, or is it a waste of your money because the technology has moved on too far? We're gonna find out. We're gonna shoot my entire Sunday, and hopefully by the end of this video we'll have an answer to decide, is it worth it? I tell you what, the best thing about coming to this office on Sunday is normally I gotta sit at one of these chairs or one of these chairs, and I just have a little desk. I can't film in here, but on Sunday I got the whole place to myself, and I can make YouTube videos. So the first thing I want to do with this camera to test it out is a little bit of street photography. The lighting right now is not ideal, but hey, we're just doing test photos, so why not try it? I'm gonna drive over to Ponce City Market. While I'm driving there, I want to thank the sponsor today, Skillshare. Thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes in design, business, technology, and more. Doesn't matter what you're trying to learn, Skillshare is the place to improve your knowledge regardless of the topic. Premium memberships give you unlimited access to high-quality classes from experts in their field so you can improve your skills and unlock new opportunities. One class that had my interest years ago was by a photographer named Trash Hand. The class is titled Street Photography, Capture the Life of Your City. I have a feeling if you clicked on this video, you're probably interested in something like this. This class incorporates so many different elements of city and street photography. There's something for everyone in here. And the teacher of this class, Trash Hand, is responsible for a lot of the trends you see on Instagram and the internet today when it comes to photography. So Skillshare is hooking up anyone who goes to the link in the description on this video. You get 2 months of Skillshare for free. That's the best price in the world. You can take this class. You can check out any other class on the site completely for free. So thank you, Skillshare, so much for sponsoring today's video. Go to the link in the description on this video to get 2 months for free from Skillshare. So a quick 20-minute street photography session out here on the Beltline. This is a location that's pretty new. It's this brand new Kroger out here. Super modern design, a lot of grays, a lot of greens, a lot of wood trim. We are for sure gonna come back here in another episode when your boy is actually equipped to deal with a little bit of heat. Cancel was a bad idea, but so far the first thing I noticed with this M-E is the software in the camera, the menus, everything on the screen, just how it works. Basically, anytime you get an old camera, regardless of it's Leica or not, you're gonna notice that first and foremost. It's like going from a current operating system on your iPhone, on your Mac, on your PC to one that's 5, 6, maybe 10 years old. You can get the job done, you understand what to do, but you're just like, man, I'm used to what's new, and this isn't it. Why did they ever think this was good? So that's the first thing you notice when you drop down to a camera like this. It's a few years old. The menus, everything, the display, even the LCD screen on this is not very good, but the LCD on my Leica QP is not very good either. And for me, LCD is not a big deal, but if for whatever reason you're someone who wants a really high definition LCD screen, yeah, maybe an old camera is not the move, but for me, it doesn't matter. Not the best opening game for the Falcons. Dax is equally disappointed. He's got his Falcons bandana on. He was ready to go. Rough game for sure. So Sunday means family dinner over at my parents' house. We're driving over there right now. I haven't made any more photos really with this MP today. While I'm at my parents' house tonight, I want to try to get some more sample photos so I can show you and break down really the image quality of this, because that's what it really boils down to with an older digital camera, and the files stand up. So ever since I was a kid, my dad has been talking about how he wants a Leica camera, and right now I definitely can't afford to buy him one, but goal of mine is one day to be able to surprise him. It might not be a surprise because he'll see this video, but one day it'd be great to eventually surprise him with something like this, or an M, or just, I don't know, a Leica of his own. He's always said he wanted one. He was looking at this one while I was inside eating. If you watch a lot of the videos, you know my parents' house has the ultimate chill spot in their backyard. They got this nice pond. Not only is this a great spot to fish at and chill at, but when I happen to be over here and I have a camera to test or a video to make like this one, it also becomes the ultimate camera testing location. I mean, check this out. Pretty weak sunset, but when there is a crazy sunset, you get the reflection off the water and it's pretty nice. So it is now 2 nights later, and I thought about just capping this video off, but I don't know, I couldn't do that. I felt like I didn't use the camera enough. I do have a pretty good idea of how I feel about these old Leicas and if you should buy one, but I wanted to at least make one photo I was truly proud of. Everything in this video up until this point has been test photos. So behind me there's some lightning happening, and I'm really hoping that I can get it on camera, but we're at this like town square area near my parents' house. I thought about coming here on Sunday night, but I just didn't have the time. So this is gonna serve as the low light / night street photography / long exposure test. I'm gonna do a variety of shots on and off tripod, and honestly, it looks like there's quite a bit of photography potential out here. I should come back here more often because this is really cool. So yeah, let's get to it. A little bit of a spoiler on the image quality. During the day, it's just been decent. It's not blowing your hair back, which is to be expected from an old camera like this, but it makes me a little skeptical for how the night photography is gonna look when we really push this sensor. So let's find out. Can a 5-year-old digital camera handle night photography like this? So I didn't fail, but I can't say I succeeded either. The photo I made last night with this, definitely the best photo of the video, but still not one of my favorites per se. And it's partially because of this camera. Should you buy an old Leica digital camera? The answer is definitely not, or maybe yes, depending on what type of person you are. So let me break this down for you. So why you should not buy this camera. Leicas are extremely expensive in relative terms of cameras, especially in the older market. You guys saw the one I found on B&H of this exact same camera. It was over $3,000, which for a camera that's pushing 5 years old, $3,000 is pretty much astronomically priced. And the image quality that you get from this camera is pretty much what you would expect from a 5-year-old, 6-year-old digital camera. It's good in good lighting. It's really good. It manages to get most everything that you would want out of a digital camera, but it does have shortcomings that you begin to notice. You know, if you're used to using something like a Leica Q, like I am, or pretty much any modern digital camera, you will immediately see some differences in the files of this versus what you're used to on modern sensors. You know, there's a little bit more noise, a little bit more color artifacting, especially in low light, a lot more banding, just a lot more issues. And I'm not saying you can't work around them, But if you're going for quality images, it really doesn't make any sense to spend the type of money you would have to spend on a used Leica digital when you can get better image quality basically anywhere else. So from an image standpoint, it makes absolutely no sense to purchase one of these used Leica digitals. But the big caveat to all this, and the reason I said there are some people who could justify buying this, is because of what you're getting with Leica. It's an experience, and I've talked about this in previous videos before. When you're buying one of these cameras, you're not just buying a camera. The person who might want to buy one of these used Leicas is someone who maybe wants to dabble in the rangefinder style of camera. You don't want to dive all the way into the Leica pool and spend, $12,000 to get going. Maybe you only want to spend $5,000, which is still a ton of money when you're speaking about digital cameras. But you're getting the Leica experience, you're getting this beautiful design, you're getting the rangefinder style, and you're getting the prestige and the feeling of owning a Leica camera. And trust me, there is something to that. It's like a conversation piece, it's just a thing. There's a very small subset niche population of people out there who actually would enjoy buying one of these used Leica cameras. My dad, who I mentioned in the video, is actually kind of a prime example for someone who would buy something like this. He just loves to make photos. He's not a professional. He's pretty good, but he's just more of a hobbyist. He makes photos of his church, he makes photos of family, and when he goes and travels. So for him, image quality is important, but it's not the most important thing for him. So he's always wanted a Leica, and for him it might make sense to take the price cut and get the experience of having that Leica camera finally. So you see what I'm saying? There's definitely different types of people who need different types of things, and Leica being such a interesting type of camera, being that it's more than just a camera, it's a luxury item, there's a lot of nuance to this whole conversation. But the simple summarized answer of the entire video, if you're someone like me looking for top image quality, might not be it. It's probably not what you want to do. There will be a lot of times you find yourself saying, I just wish, I know this could have been better if the sensor on this was a little better. Last night's night photo was a good example of that. I like that photo, it's cool, but it's just not as good as I know it could be. And if you're someone who just really wants to own a Leica and image quality comes second and the Leica experience comes first, makes a whole lot of sense to go down this used digital route, or you can just go the film route. And I think personally the film cameras seem to be holding their value a little bit better than the digital cameras are, for obvious reasons I mentioned at the beginning of the video, because film is film. This has a lot of tech in it, and it's tech that's semi-outdated. So it's up to you. Do you want image quality or do you want the Leica experience? That is my experiment with an old Leica camera today. I'm glad I tried it out because I was really considering buying one of these. I don't know if I'm going to now. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up button for me, hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you guys next time. There will be a video on Friday. This one just took me a little longer than expected to complete. Thank you guys. See you next time.